Ordered this yesterday and bam, here it is. It says it's a team lift. It's supposed to be like 85 or 90 pounds in the box. Now I have to bring it inside, then I'll unbox this thing. All right, as you can see, I just had the WEN 3.5 amp 10-inch bandsaw delivered to my house. This is model number BA3962. It sells for $314 on Amazon and at Home Depot. I got it from Home Depot because I got a military discount and it cost me $283. It was actually shipped to me the next day. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, wow, I've never had Home Depot ship me something the next day when I purchased it from their online site. The reason I have this, I built a couple of chairs, I built a couple of benches. I have some reclaimed wood back here that I want to build a coffee table out of. Reclaimed wood, these are 4x6s made of oak. They're it's hardwood, it's very thick, so what I want to do is resaw these and make 2x6s out of them and then build a coffee table out of that. Let me go over some highlights of this bandsaw and why I chose it. I chose it because I looked at a lot of YouTube videos because I've never owned a bandsaw before, so this is my entry level into bandsaws. And a lot of the videos talked about that this was a good entry level type bandsaw. Plus I needed something that could cut up to 6 inches. So I had to go to a 10-inch bandsaw to be able to cut 6 inches. I don't understand that. I don't know the math there, but that's why I went with the 10. I think they have a 9-inch as well. It doesn't cut at that depth. So ultimately, because of the good reviews I've seen, and I mean, I've seen some videos that started for this bandsaw like 10 years ago. So they've been making this model for quite a long time. Apparently it's good, so that's why I bought it. All right, let's go over some highlights. It has that 3.5 amp motor, and it cuts, like I said, up to 6 inches deep, 9 3/4 inches wide. It uses 72-inch blades that are either 1/8 inch to 1/2 inch in size. It has a 14 1/8 by 12.5 inch cast aluminum work table that bevels to 45 degrees. They say it's easy to assemble. Operates at 2 speeds, either 1520 or 2620 feet per minute. It has a lockout power switch. It's supposed to be a no tool blade change. It includes the flexible work light. It has a 3-in-1 dust port. It comes with a rip fence, a guide rail, and a miter gauge. It comes with a 3/8 inch blade that's 6 tooth per inch. And it includes a 2-year warranty, all right? The dimensions, the actual unit itself is 58 inches high without the stand, 25 inches wide, and 20 inches deep. The main unit is 73.5 pounds, again, without the stand. And it comes with a cord length of 6 feet. Oh, and one thing I did do is I went and looked at the manual online. I'll put a link here to show you where that manual is. Just in looking at it, it says here, tools that aren't included that you may need are a 14mm open end wrench, combination square, Phillips head screwdriver, and a bubble level. All right, so let's get going, and I'll unbox this thing, pull everything out, and then start putting it together, all right? Let's go. All right, let's bust into this. Okay, here's the manual. This looks like the work table right here. There's this piece that pops in and out. Where the blade goes through. You can see that. There's the miter gauge. This is the rail guide. I think this here is part of the rip fence. So this is, and we'll put that on in a little bit, but that's the rip fence. There's a bunch of different tools. I think these are legs to the stand. Yeah, definitely. Feels heavy too. All right, here's the main unit in there. Hopefully you can see that. well put together. Now I need to pull that out here again. This is like 73 pounds to pull out of here, so. All right, and that's all that's in the box. You got the main unit, a hardware bag that has carriage bolts, flat washers, hex nuts, hex bolts, flat washers. It also has the knobs for the guide rail here. So you see it has the table here, the miter gauge, the rail guide, and the rip fence. And these are pieces to the stand over here. All right, so that's it. That's what comes in the box. Let's go through the manual and put this thing together. Looks like the first thing it wants you to do is assemble the stand. So I guess you have to have a 4x4, and luckily I do. But I assume if you don't, you could probably put stand up a few 2x4s or 2x6s or 1x, whatever stack you need to, whatever you need to get under to kick the back of the bandsaw up a little bit so you can get the table underneath and get it all screwed in. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm kind of in position here. I've got my 4x4 sitting there, and now I'm gonna like prop the stand over the back of this. You see how it slid like that? You gotta watch yourself. Doesn't look like it wants to sit there very nicely. So a little bit of problem that you have is it wants to bounce. So it's not stable. It doesn't just sit right there. So you're gonna probably have to finagle with it. Try to get you guys down here a little closer to see what's going on when I put this stand on here. Start here. Should be pretty simple, but I'm not going to screw them in very tight because once I get it upright, I want to make sure it's level, and then I'll tighten everything. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. These are all on there loosely now. It's not perfect. I haven't tightened yet, but I'm going to put the little feet on here. Hopefully it'll stand up nicely. It looks like one of the feet did come out, so I'll do this real quick. This foot back in here. All right, so there you go, it's on the stand. What I'm gonna do now is tighten all these up, and then we'll get to the next steps. All right, so I haven't tightened anything yet, but I did throw a level on here, and it looks almost level. I mean, this is on my garage floor, which leans in this direction a little bit, like a couple of percent, a couple of degrees. So it's pretty darn good where it is. Right now it's already level. So what I'm gonna do is tighten this stand up, all right? All right, the base is on, it's tight, and it's pretty level considering that like I said before, my garage floor leans to the right, so. Next, installing the table. So let me put the table on here. It's interesting, I didn't see any screws, but I guess the screws are already in here. You have to unscrew them first and then screw them in here. So let's do that. I'll unscrew these. Oh, they have washers also. So here's a little washer. Hopefully you can see that. And the nut. So go in here. Let me unscrew those real quick. I'll set them here. I'm going to use this picture as a guide. So this needs to be out here as this goes in this way. These two back here. So I put this screw in loosely and this one back here. You can see that. And now I have to do this one and this one under here. Okay, I got that one in there a little bit. This is the last guy. I believe this is 10 millimeter. All right, so now this is on. Set it at 0. Let's see if that works. Let's see. What does that look like? Can you see that? Yep. It's just, that's good. It's just like the table down here. It's the same here. And again, my garage leans, so that's pretty darn good, I think. All right, the next thing I'm going to install here is this guide rail. It comes with these knobs to install it, and these knobs, they go up under here, and basically you set this hopefully to 0 right here, I think, and then screw them in under here. Kind of set the knob in here and start them. You're supposed to be able to uninstall it and install it pretty easily. Knobs here. I believe what I'm supposed to do though is 0 it up with the saw blade. So right here, 0 is hitting right there. And so far I only have 2 of these knobs. This one and this one. I need the other 2. Pardon my French. All right. So that is the guide rail. It's installed. Next step is installing the fence. This should be, I think this is fairly simple. I think you just put it up here and it clamps on. Yeah, just clamps on. You unclamp it, slide it, you know, depending on how thick you want the cut. And then once you get a certain spot, you clamp it. Bam. So that's that. These do come apart. You can unscrew these, take this off, and kind of maneuver it in a different way to make this guide rails lower, or the rip vents lower. I'm going to leave mine at the high spot. I'm going to put those 6-inch 4x6s through here, so I'm going to need a high rip vents. Next is beveling the table. My table is pretty darn good where it is. I'm not going to bevel it. It will bevel to 45 degrees. I kind of showed you that, I believe, before when I was putting this on. Originally it was set at 45 degrees. I'm going to put the miter gauge up here to show you that. Again, pretty simple. Goes through here. And it allows you to push wood through, and you can go anywhere from 30 degrees to 90, 30 to 90 on either side. So the manual discusses adjusting the blade tracking. I believe you use the Allen wrench that comes with this, and you can actually go in here and either loosen this or tighten these one direction or the other to adjust the blade tracking. All right, another thing you're supposed to use is a combination square to make sure that your blade is straight up and down. This is what I have. I don't know if this is a combination square. Looks like one to me. You guys let me know in the comments if this is correct or not, but it looks pretty darn good here, right on track. All right, here's the light here. Movable light. I've not used this yet. I haven't turned it on yet, so let's turn it on and see if it actually works. It's plugged in. There you go. So now I'm going to put some wood through there. See how this works. First time ever for me. I have this 1x6, and I'm just going to push it through here to see what happens. Not bad. Let's see if it'll cut a 4x6. So this is part of an old oak 4x6 fence post, and I'm going to see how it cuts through this. What I'll do is narrow this down a little bit, and I'll have to bring this up. So what you do is unscrew this, just because this is what secures it, and then you can move this up to the height you need to be able to accept this 4x6 under here. So you go about right here, and then secure this again, tighten it so it won't fall down. And now let's see what happens. Let's see, can you see all this? Let's see. All right. We'll see how it cuts through this. I have no idea. Definitely a lot slower. Let's see how it looks. Wow, it's pretty good. Pretty nice. You can tell this is old and weathered. It's even falling apart here. Look at that. But went through there very nicely. I have to say, I really like how this thing, all I did was I put the base together, set it up on the base. I set up this miter table, and boom, it's ready to rock and roll. I really enjoy that about receiving the WEN bandsaw. Really appreciate them being able to deliver it like that. Deliver it basically almost ready to go. All right, so let me try and quickly tell you about the main unit bandsaw. It's made of alloy spring steel. Up here is the tension knob, and let me open this up real quick. This knob opens the cabinet, the upper cabinet. And here's one of the wheels, the upper wheel. It has the blade running along the top of it here. But what this does, this is the blade tension knob. You can unscrew it, tighten it to raise and lower this and decrease or increase blade tension. Down here is this is an on-off switch for the light. See that? And I still have it plugged in, so I better watch out. And here is the on-off switch. So let me move these out of the way a little bit. So you just flip this on. If you take this out, it's supposed to not be able to be turned on. If you take this yellow piece out, I'm not going to do that. Again, here's the knob to open the lower case. This is in the way right now, but you see in there. And this is just with a couple of swaths through of wood, how it kind of gets sawdust in there, so you probably want to clean that out. Here's some of the welds down here you can see. Inside of here. I like it. I just like how it comes ready to go. And here is the main thing here, the 3.5 amp motor. Very cool. And here's the port, this triple port, where you can suction out the sawdust. Very cool. All right, so there you go. That's my quick little unboxing and setting up of the WEN 3.5 amp 10-inch bandsaw. I think this is going to be a great addition to my woodworking. It'll raise my skill level a lot. There is a lot I have to learn. If you guys want to comment, please do that below. Let me know what you think, where I should go next. Like I said, I'm new to this. I just wanted you guys to see this really cool entry-level bandsaw, and I think I'm going to have a great time with it. All right. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and click like. And if you like other videos on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. All right. Goodbye.
I don't wonder why I'm breathing heavy, like the weight of it's on my chest. On my chest. Cause it ain't no lie, I need it more than any metaphor could express. If looks can't kill, maybe I die tomorrow. Then maybe I die tomorrow. One foot on the ladder. Yeah, you know she got me climbing still. Nothing to stop me falling. Oh, who knew that looks could kill? I don't wonder why I'm breathing